He's a tactical genius, he's the one to see on VP4TV. He's wild and he's free. Nine ball top number here to you and me. With his cunning moves, he's rocking endlessly. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, legend from the chill. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, legend from the chill. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. From the corner bank to the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just a fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. Every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. To the perfect cup, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just a fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. Houston man, we all shout proper.
TG from Kilmarnock town, got your hustle down. Streams the pool games live, makes our day come alive. Early mornings on your grind, Tesco shift unwind, but you find the time to play, stream the virtual day. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand.
And it's a sucker scratch. Look at the lights. Commentator's eye. Don't say I didn't warn you.
OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done, streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
this for the 101. Absolutely sensational once again.
Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early rise and work all done, streams of games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. Oh, TG, tactical genius. Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
That was fantastic.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, how sad, never mind.
Right, good afternoon, folks. We're with you in a second. Good afternoon to Steve.
Yep, I'd be here.
I don't know whether I don't think any of these guys are here in the lobby. I don't see Stubb, and I don't see Bankster. I see neither of them.
Oh, I can't imagine Stubbs going to miss this. He doesn't usually forfeit, at least not a match he's supposed to win.
This VP4 server was down there. The Bankster's arrived. I couldn't get in for an hour and a half.
Really? What time was that?
Middle of my afternoon, and I messaged Simon, got no reply from him, so he's either out the country or just ignoring me. But I got no reply from him. Bankster's here, so Stubbs going to turn up late and want to get put back into the match, or he's going to come up with some excuse. So the room's about to go up. And last night, I believe Mr. Fox didn't show up either against Slim, so Slim got a bye to the next round.
I don't know what that's about. I mean, I expected that to be a decent match.
So, well, I think one or two of them have had their fingers burnt with these tight pockets. I think a few of them have signed up and didn't realise it was tight pockets and willing to bet that.
It's a little bit different playing on pockets that are tighter. I mean, you've got to adjust your game.
Where's the cue ball going?
Right, let's see. I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to go into Facebook and see if I can get a hold of him.
Yeah, I think you did get a hold of Simon because it looks like he did a restart.
Right, so I've sent a message to Stubb. I think he might be another one that's realised it's in tight pockets and hasn't got the stomach for it.
Well, he's the one that always wants tight pockets, so that doesn't make any sense. I mean, he's the one that's always begging to play a tight pocket tournament. And, I thought it'd be interesting to try it. And I thought 8-ball was a good place to do it because, if you play right, you don't have to shoot a lot of long shots. But, the people that are going to do well, it's not just being able to play well, it's being able to adjust. The typical thing you see in VP4 is people leave themselves long shots all the time. They play real conservative with the cue ball and just leave themselves long shots all the time. Well, guess what? These tighter pockets, if you keep doing that, it's going to make it tough. You're going to miss balls. You need to get the cue ball close to the object ball. So if you keep playing the same way I always did in the looser pockets, it's not going to go as well as it could for you. I think the other thing is I think there's a big misconception about what tight pockets mean. Intuitively, people think, oh, well, the guy that's a better shot maker is going to have an advantage. And that's true to some extent. I mean, that's why Stubb always wants him, because he's a very good shot maker. But the problem with that is if you leave yourself tough shots all the time, you're still going to miss them no matter how good a shot maker you are. So what you really need to do is move the cue ball well.
Where's the
If you
cue
move the
ball
cue ball
going?
well and leave yourself closer
Need
to
to
the
change my
object
mouse.
ball and don't leave yourself bad angles, and the guy that moves the cue ball the best is got a huge advantage with tighter pockets. And I've played
Yeah.
tons of pool on tight pockets, and I can tell you I've beat a lot of pros playing on tight pockets.
Well,
And-
that's exactly how it happened with Romario and Cobra. Cobra moves the ball better, gets better on the shot, and makes the shots easier for that reason. Whereas Romario is a bit looser. He had opportunities. He had actually quite a few. He could have had 5 or 6 racks off Cobra, but didn't get any of them because he couldn't get the job done.
Exactly. I mean, Cobra's advantage is actually bigger against a guy like Romario on tight pockets because he's a good shot maker and he moves the cue ball well. I mean, it's critical that you move the cue ball well, and 8-ball is one of those games where you have to, because if you try to run out and you don't get there, then you're usually going to lose the game against good players. So you just can't make cue ball mistakes. You have to play good patterns. You have to move the cue ball well. And, it's a perfect game for tight pockets. Now, if we play 9-ball or 10-ball and we go to tight pockets, which we could do that and see what happens. It's a little bit more challenging sometimes in the sense that you're going to tend to play more difficult shots in a game like 9-ball. With 8-ball, you got a lot of choices because there's a lot of balls. And if you move the cue ball well, you don't have to shoot very many tough shots. With 9-ball, where you got to get to the next ball, sometimes you're going to have to hit tough shots. So it's a little bit more difficult. And that's what I mainly played on tight pocket tables, was 9-ball and 10-ball. And
well, we're 5 minutes into this and no reply from Stubb, so he's going to come out with all the excuses. He got the time mixed up. He didn't agree to this time. He thought he was agreeing to another time.
Well, I can't believe he wouldn't show up, because this is he got what he wanted. Maybe optimally he would like to see a different game than 8-ball, but he's been bugging me to do a tight pocket tournament for 3 or 4 years now.
Well, he wanted a tournament in the 10-foot table. He got that. Failed miserably. Yeah. He wants one with tight pockets, and he's bottled out.
Well, ultimately, Stubbs a good player. He has a lot of knowledge, but he's got to play better patterns. He's got to move the cue ball better if he wants to be an elite player.
Cobra says he knows it's tight pockets. Well, he doesn't know the time his match starts because he's totally ignored my message to him, and he's rapidly running out of time. He's got 4 minutes to get here, and it ain't looking good. And that's the only match that's on the schedule as far as I know. Yeah.
Yeah, guys have been real quick to do them. Well, I mean, it's a possibility something came up and he may want to reset the match, which certainly is possible to do. You got a lot of days before this has to be played.
Well, we've got Cobra up against
4
Slim
more days
in round 3.
And that should be a good match. I mean, Cobra's a big favorite. Again, does Slim move the cue ball good enough and play good enough 8-ball to do well?
Coldest Pillow, Spectre, Dawn, they've still to arrange their time.
That's going to be an interesting.
That's
going to be an interesting match. I got to give the edge there to Spectre Dawn because he moves the cue ball better than Coldest Pillow. But Coldest Pillow is kind of a wild card because he's a different sort of player. It'll be a lot of fun to see that match. Yeah, they've only got 4 days. Let me see what those guys have been doing as far as. Let's see what kind of proposals we've had. I'm a beginner. I'm a beginner's interesting fellow. He's been in here a lot playing.
This font that you're using in the lobby, Steve, is it Verdana?
The new one? No, that's Oswald. It's a condensed font.
So is it? But is there not different versions of Oswald?
Well, yes and no. I mean, with most fonts, there's a bold, there's an italic, there may be a light, a dark. This particular version of Oswald is kind of everything packaged into one. The reason I went to condensed font was for the foreign languages. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with this because it's the same old thing. I haven't got a lot of feedback. I saw Chimpy complaining in the lobby. I just happened to see that one day. Nobody has messaged support or emailed support about this thing. And I saw your video. That's probably been the best feedback at this point. So, I'm a little torn. I know that the font is a little harder to read. What most people do, what I've done is you make it a little bigger. And I've actually increased the default size a little bit. So I don't think the release that you have has that, but the next release will have a default size that's slightly bigger. And then you can increase it from there. And I think it's very readable when you make it a little bigger. I'm considering allowing players to choose fonts, at least based on the language they're using. I mean, there's no way the Vietnamese or the German will fit with the Verdana font that we had. It just won't. So, well, it will, but then you have to do screwy stuff like, you check the length of the string in pixels, what it's going to be, which I can do. And then if it doesn't fit in the space, then you have to make the point size smaller. So you could use a Verdana font, but then some labels and things will have very small text because that's the only way you can get it to fit. So it's a problem. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I could possibly use a different font for the lobby chat that I do for the
There
menus.
we go. Room has timed out. Match over. No reply from Stub. Yeah,
Well,
those tabs up top, Steve, in German. You've still got 2 or 3 tabs that aren't translated. Is that still just because it's beta, or is it because we haven't worked out what the German word is for home?
No, it's not. It's not. It's not any of those. So the way the translation is done, there's a glossary, and what the glossary allows you to do is override some translations. Like if the word for acoustic came out as some crazy thing that meant to stand in a line with a stick in your hand or something in German, then you could explicitly put the German translation you wanted for acoustic. The other thing is certain words you don't want to translate. For example, virtual pool. You don't want to translate virtual pool. That's a product name. There's certain pool terms, and if you watch, I don't know if you've watched any of the Vietnamese stuff. There's plenty of Vietnamese streams out there, Filipino streams, and some German. And if you watch them and you listen to the commentators, they may say, but so-and-so has a new, they say it in Vietnamese, and then they'll say acoustic. They'll use an English word. Because in those languages, especially since it's, it basically was an American game, and sometimes they use English words for things instead of trying to translate in Vietnamese or German or something. So as trying to do the translation's challenging because there's decisions to be made about what things not to translate. I don't think match got translated because I don't know why, but there's certain words that aren't being translated, and that's on purpose. They're in the glossary. There was some decisions made about what those should be. Like none of the game names are. Things like 8-ball, 9-ball, none of those are translated. So a lot of the pool terms are going to come out in English, and I don't think that's an issue. I mean, I think the biggest issue with the translation is potentially going to be that in some cases it may not be very good. So we did a lot of things to check the translation and make it better, but I guarantee you that German's going to look at it and go, well, this isn't the best way to say this. And honestly, I'm not that concerned about it as long as it gets the concept apart. Cross. If settings could have been a better word than the one we got, it's not the end of the world as long as I understand. That's maybe it comes out being like preferences in German or something. Well, it still sort of means the same thing. So I think we're pretty good on the translation, but I've had zero feedback, of course. I don't know if any Germans or Vietnamese have even put that in. Bankster is asking for a...
Yeah, Bankster was just talking to me there. Am I right in saying that when the game is installed, when you download and install the 64-bit version, it does default to system. So therefore, somebody who is Vietnamese or German who updates to the 64-bit version, it will be aligned with their PC system in terms of the language, so they don't need to change anything.
Yeah, well, that's the idea. Yeah, I believe it does
yeah.
default to system, that it would pick up on their system. And the only thing that I wasn't able to do is I wasn't able to make it so that you could dynamically switch the font in the game without restarting it. I did that and there were issues, and I was just afraid that I was not going to be able to identify all the issues. So I just made the decision that they've got to restart the game.
Now, my other question is, in the menu for the 64-bit version, obviously when you go to the main menu like I've just done, log into online settings, the usual menu that's there, I presume that you'll have to update the offline version, because if you go to the main menu on the online version and you hit play offline, nothing happens because you're not.
The offline has been updated. You
Right.
just don't have it, but offline's been done, and both Steam Online and Steam Offline have been done. So I got 4 builds: online, offline, online Steam, offline Steam. They're all done. I'm probably going to rebuild them with the new little bigger font, and I may tweak a couple more things. But it's one of those. It's a big move to upgrade this, because unlike the automatic download, well, it's automatic, but unlike download a new XE and the game restarts, this is download an installer and you run the installer. So it's not a manual thing. What'll happen is when somebody goes online, it's going to say, oh, well, there's a new version, but it's an installer and it has to be downloaded, and it'll do the download right there and everything, and it'll start the installer, and it's all automated. But once you do that, there's no it's an oh shit moment if there's big problems, because there's no going back to the version before that. So it's a major deal to do this, and that's why I've been waiting so long to see if people have problems. Now, Larry was kind enough to do some testing for me, and Larry found some problems that I fixed, and he's been using it both offline and online. And he seems to be happy with it. So I've got some level of confidence. The whole automatic installer thing, though, I won't get into the details, but I went through a nightmare with getting this thing to the point where the automatic installer worked again, and all the, Windows changed stuff like how they expect the UAC to work and how signing works. And so Windows made some changes that caused me a lot of grief. And it took me a day and a half to get something that used to work working again. But all of that should work. So, when am I going to pull the trigger on it? I don't know. I think it probably should be pretty soon. But it's a no-go back step when I do this. And it also means anybody that's got a system that can't run 64 bits is done. They will not be able to play VP4.
Well, that's probably not very many, I would imagine.
Well, the percentages are so low. I've looked at the Steam survey. So Steam does hardware surveys. And so I've looked at the Steam hardware surveys, and the percentages are so low of people still on 32-bit systems that, maybe nobody will. But knowing this game with some of these people have such old computers, my guess is that somebody's going to come up that can't play.
Well, the curious thing is that Euro Truck Simulator was launched at the same time virtually as VP4, and Euro Truck has a lot more people playing it online, and it was initially 32-bit, and the big change for them is they eventually went to 64-bit. The only difference with them is that they still support 32-bit, because you can go into Steam and change it down to 32-bit. I don't imagine there's that many people got PCs now that are only 32-bit. I mean, it must be Steam-driven.
According to the survey, they don't. But, the problem is with this game is that there's a lot of people that aren't gamers that have real old systems. I know there's going to be some people, but, I just don't want to support two versions. I mean,
you've got to move at the time. So
then it becomes 8 versions, because I got to build 4 things. I told you the 4 things I got to build. If I got to do them in 32-bit, now I've got to build 8 things and support 8 things, and I'm just not willing to do that. So, there may be a few pissed off people, but honestly, I'm not expecting
I don't think it makes a difference. I don't think it does.
If you find out, like, all of a sudden Tam can't play,
that's not going to be the case. I mean, anybody who has a PC, I mean, you'd have to have something that's. I mean, my PC's it must be nearly 10 years old now, and it was 64-bit when I got it. We're talking something really old.
Yeah, the main thing is just being able to run Windows 10 64-bit. Unfortunately, I don't know if you realize this, there was a 32-bit version of Windows 10. Very early on, they had a 32-bit version. But, it's not supported anymore. Well, for that matter, they're dropping support of the 64-bit Windows 10 sometime around now. Sometime in the fall, 64-bit Windows 10 is no longer supported. Now, I'm not saying they won't do things like virus updates and stuff. They'll still do that. But, it's become, they're going to try to force everybody to Windows 11 or Windows 12 or whatever. So,
I've seen a video.
Only 64-bit.
I've seen a video on YouTube today where they're already talking about Windows 12. This Windows 11 25H2 that's you can download an ISO for it at the moment is a sort of predecessor to Windows 12. The 2 or 3 of the guys were saying, I thought, I've just barely got Windows 11 installed. And I had to do it the backdoor method.
You got to keep moving forward for a number of reasons. One is they want to charge you more money. They want to get income. But there's other things that can happen. For example, hardware. The operating system at the lower level does have a big interaction and tie into the hardware. And for example, there's things in the hardware that support security that you couldn't do certain types of security functions for the operating system without having it built into the hardware. So, nowadays, those things are tied together. And if they decide, hey, we need to do such and such with the hardware, well, then, it's either OS upgrade to a new version, or they could possibly upgrade the same one. Features, AI is just becoming just such a huge part of computers now. So, um, can you add AI? Sure. I mean, Windows 11 has AI. They've got Copilot and stuff. But if you decide, hey, if we redo the operating system, when we tie the AI in a lower level, we can make this a lot more seamless, a lot better user experience, a lot more functional. So, those are the kind of things that a company like Microsoft's going to look for. Is Windows 12 going to be way better than Windows 11? I got no idea, because I haven't been following any of that. I mean, it could possibly be. I mean, if you're Microsoft, you know that if you do some kind of chintzy upgrade that's not that much better, nobody's going to want to move.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Windows 10 to Windows 11, was it a huge upgrade? I don't think so.
No.
Is Windows 11 better? Yeah, but I didn't think it was, that was like a minimal upgrade to me.
Well, I only did it obviously because my PC isn't Windows 11 compatible, and it was. I mean, I've done it a month and a half ago or more, and in the last 2 days I've had wet on at me, and then I've had then I had who the hell was it? Spudboy sends me an email. What do I do about this Windows 11? How do I get the? He was asking about a Windows 11 code. I says you don't need a code. You just need to follow the guy in YouTube's video that I did and get it installed. So I haven't heard anything back from him.
There's a lot of good stuff on YouTube, especially if you find somebody that YouTube is, it's like any other kind of social media. There's people you just don't want to listen to. But if you find a good guy or woman or whoever, a good person to follow, then it's pretty easy doing that stuff.
Because he talks, he explains it in numpty language.
Yeah.
And I mean, if I can install Windows 11 and get it working fine without a problem, then anybody can. But obviously, some folk don't.
Honestly, I'm no different than you are. I mean, I may have a lot of knowledge about internals of how things work, but when it comes down to just doing a procedure ABCD, I'm doing the same thing you are. I'm usually going to YouTube or a website and getting instructions and following them.
That's why YouTube's so great. I mean, anything you've got an issue with, whatever it is, you just need to you do a search for it, you're bound to find it. But anyway, well, Stub, I don't know what he's going to say to you, but no doubt he'll be in contact with you. He's not replied to me, so he's obviously left the building and ignoring his phone or whatever he's doing. But,
well, let's hope he's okay.
And how long did you say they've got? 4 days?
Yeah, it's October 18th at 6 p.m. my time, so that would be what, 10 p.m. your time?
Well, I would assume you'd have to discuss that with Bankster as to whether he's going to be good enough.
He does. I mean, usually players are willing to reschedule.
Where's the cue ball going?
It's the same old thing. Is Bankster's got to be willing to do it, and he probably is willing to reschedule. But if he can't, you never know. This may be the only day he could have played. So. And if that's the case, then Stubbs going to end up on the loser side. And if he can, then he'll probably reschedule it. So we'll see what happens. I'm a little surprised we haven't had more matches scheduled. We're 4 days away from it.
Oh, look who's arrived in the lobby. Would you believe it? I wonder if we're going to schedule this right now. Bankster's in a room. You're gonna have to deal with him. Couldn't log in. Now I do defend Stubb there for that, because he couldn't log in the same as me. He was having problems, and he probably gave up like I did after an hour and a half. So I'll defend Stubb in this case that he couldn't log in.
Sometimes you gotta wait. Like if it says the user's already logged in, then you gotta wait like 30 seconds.
Well, I had 3 messages. I had the one that said couldn't log into the server. Then I had the one about the timed out thing again?
But that was a while ago. I mean, it was hour and a half ago where, well, actually at this point 2 hours ago, where the server got restarted.
Mm-hmm. And then I had a message window with nothing in it for 3 or 4 times, and then I gave up. I said I'll leave it alone.
I don't know. He says he couldn't join. I'm wondering if I need to do a restart of the server right now.
Well,
There could be other issues.
I'm wondering whether the two of these guys want to get started. And whether it's worth hanging around to see what happens, because I could do with going to get my dinner, because I've had nothing to eat prior to this.
Trying to ask Stub a question is I might as well be talking to my cat.
So, or I'm not playing. Oh dear. Yeah, the conversation with Stub generally goes one direction.
I just want to know, because I want to know whether I should restart the server now, because there's a chance that things are messed up and it needs to be restarted. I don't think so, because it looks like Simon restarted it.
Yeah, but there's also people joining the lobby, so these people may well have been doing what Stubb's been doing and having an issue trying to join, but nobody said anything that have arrived in the lobby. So nobody else has said they're having a problem, but I could agree with Stubb that yes, he's had a problem getting in.
It was freezing. Yeah, he can't answer the questions. He said he had to Control-Alt-Delete. Well,
all right. He'll be the next one to contact me wanting to get Windows 11.
Show up at the last second. Ask is played.
Yeah, he could have told me that on Facebook, because there's no way he didn't get the messages.
Well, he needs to ask Bankster.
Face nuke.
I know he wants me to go do it for him.
Where is Bankster?
He's in the room.
He's in King Eric's room, wherever he is. Oh, they're playing snooker. Oh no, he's not. He must. Oh, it can't be. He's not in there. Well, I thought he said he was in. Now he's in Stu's room, so Bankster's jumping around.
I told him to ask Bankster. He's probably not going to do it. I mean, what is wrong with him?
Who's saying he ran away? Where are we? Where's he got to?
Yeah, I see the problem. Looks like it started at about. I see the problem starting at about. Maybe around 8 o'clock. Maybe a little before 8 o'clock. Yeah, things went foobar sometime this morning. I see if people are having trouble logging in now.
I'm checking to see if, well, first of all, I've got to get a reply from him, but he's busy playing this guy What's his name? I don't know what his name is. Emo or something. What's his name? Emo. Well, Bankster says yes, he's ready to play. So it's just a matter of opening up the match and the two of them.
Yeah, I'm seeing more disconnects than I would like to. I'm almost thinking I should reboot the servers. I'm not sure what happened. It looks like Simon restarted these things. Hairpig was here at 10:38. Let me check Facebook and see if anybody's still complaining about problems. I don't go on Facebook.
That's the thing. I used to have the emergency email to get a hold of you, and I don't have it anymore. And because when I obviously what the position I was in is I sent a message to Simon, but he never gave me any response.
Well, you've got my personal email, right? Just send it to
that. I probably do.
I'm sure you do. Okay. Say messages.
I'm a beginner's asking, when you upgraded to Windows 11, did you pay for it? I'm Scottish. Do you seriously think I paid for any upgrade?
Yeah, Microsoft offered a lot of free upgrades on Windows 11.
You got all these people now panicking because the Windows 10 support's finished today. They're all panicking now. Why didn't they do what I did and plan ahead? I thought, just go ahead and get it done, and if it works, fine. If it doesn't, well, that's it. We'll just have to live with it until such times. But anyway, it all went fine for me, so I've got no complaints. Right, Stevie, you're still obviously more concerned with what's happening with the server. But when are you going to open up this this tournament proposal for Stubb and Bankster?
Oh, did they say they want to play?
I spoke to Bankster in the room. He's sitting in the lobby, and the two of them are waiting. And I said, you just need to send a new proposal.
Okay, I'll reset it. Oh shit, that's a problem. This is gonna take me a second to do. Crap. Hang on. It wasn't going to be quite as simple as I thought it was going to be. It's probably going to take me 5 minutes to do this. unfortunately. I'm sure Stub will rant the whole time.
Oh, he's ranting right now.
Let's see here.
Obviously, Stubbs updated to the 64-bit version.
Is he complaining about the font?
Yeah. And the fact that that's all you've changed.
Well, that's not all I've changed, but it's not a lot of functional change. It's got the language translations and the fonts. There's some other minor stuff that's been done. I don't know. I haven't put anything in the history yet because I haven't released it yet. Okay, so I've got 5465 and 1493. Okay, so I need to make this. All right, let's see here. Unfortunately, I'm having to do this by hand because
By the way, Cobra, if you're still there, you did some numpty shots the other day. Some really weird stuff. I think you did at least 2 really stupid-looking shots. I don't know what the hell you were aiming at when you played them because you were nowhere near the bloody pocket. I think it was a sort of brain fart or something.
oh shit, it's going to time out. I need to get rid of that. Event. Oh boy, I should have done this first. Damn it. Okay.
And Bankster's going to have a similar problem that Romario had, where he's going to get caught out in particular with cut shots on this tight pocket. And but the only difference I would say that he's going to get probably a fair few more chances against Stubb, and then it's just a question of whether he can take enough of them to cause him problems. And Romario has always been so predictable. He's always too much in a hurry. Doesn't take his time when he should do. He's always trying to play at this quick pace. But anyway, he get well caught out with the tight pockets. He could have had 6 racks on the board at least.
Is there a room up? Did the room show
No,
up?
we're waiting, and you telling us that the thing has been set and they can now send a proposal.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'm still working on this. Why does it say that? Yeah, unfortunately, I got caught out by something that I never fixed. Dealing with buys in the reset rounds. Okay. So, now it looks like, doesn't it look like it should be okay? Okay, now it looks like it should be okay. See if they can do it. Why does this thing still think the match has started? There's something that's still funky. What is it? Maybe that was
So,
me. No.
You want them to send a proposal?
See if they can. Okay, so now I just got to go to the next one. Real pulling power against liquid. Okay, so that would be round 2. And it would be 55 something, right?
Yeah, these two are in a first round match, if I remember right.
Okay, 1493 and 5465.
Well, that's what I was going to do. In a minute, let me have a look.
1493 and
See what
53.
these.
Why is that not showing?
Yeah, I'm using Impact for my fonts on XSplit. Any text that you see on screen with XSplit is
3, 4.
Impact.
Should be the fourth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be this one. There it is. Okay. -1. Okay, so
And would you believe it that the XSplit has loads and loads of different fonts? Does it have anything with Oswald in it? Of course it doesn't. Unbelievable.
okay, so that should be fixed. Oh, did I ever screw things up? Oh no, vertical liquid got a bind. No,
Bankster says he can't. Well, the one good thing is his stub's gone quiet.
Why does it say he has a buy? That was just freaking wrong. Okay, I'll deal with that after a second. He says he can't do it.
No, he tried when I asked him to send a proposal. He said it couldn't do it. Stubb says it's not moving the send proposal.
Okay, they're going to have to just hang on because I'm in the middle of screwing everything up. Why did it forfeit this match? You've got to be kidding me. Oh, man. This is why I definitely need to fix this thing so that I can handle the situation. And of course I forgot about it, or I wouldn't have ever done it this way.
Well, if there's anybody who has joined us in recent times, just to keep you up to date. About 45 minutes ago, in fact, longer than that, 47 minutes ago was when this match was due to start between Stubb and Bankster. Stubb wasn't in the lobby. He wasn't replying to my messages on Facebook, but he was having issues trying to get into the lobby. And then he finally got in long after the match had timed out. And we are waiting on the match being reset for the two of them to try and get this match done. Race to 11. No jump cues. And it's 8-ball world rules.
Okay, I typed the wrong number in and I'm now paying for it. Okay. Round 3. What number is liquid again? 22056. Oh, this is just the wrong way to have to do this.
Well, it's certainly taken a heck of a lot longer than it ever has done when you've done this in the past. It takes you 2 minutes normally.
Well, because I'm having to do it by hand now, which is not the right way to do it. And then I screwed it up. So on top of having to do it by hand, I screwed it up.
Good afternoon to Professor Dabbs. I'm going to call you Professor.
Okay, that side's fixed. Now I got to fix the loser's bracket. So what round is that? That's let's see, 3, 4, 5. It's round 6. Yeah, so Bankster is 1493. Round 6 and round 7. REELPOLANDPOWER 5465. Okay, so that's 0. Come on. And then
That was sad about Mika Iman, and I wasn't aware the guy was ill. He's only, what, 52, 53, was he?
yeah, I
There
think
you
he
go.
had cancer.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're almost back to it. All right, so I got everything cleaned up. I just got to figure out why they can't do a proposal.
Stubbs said that it shows both players forfeited. So I'm assuming the bracket was saying FF or something.
I don't know what he's looking at. My bracket shows them both in there.
Where's the cue ball going?
Right, let's have a look.
Let's see.
See what it shows now.
Match schedule.
Right, so
match ID. Let's see. That's what we need. We need the match ID. I got one more thing to reset, I think.
well, looking at it as far as I'm concerned, it looks fine to me. It looks like it's just waiting on a proposal.
1493, 54, and 1493. Where the hell are they? There they are. This match.
Everything's clean on the bracket.
Okay, search for this match. Fortunately, it's a lot of database tables. What do you mean, nothing? All right, so there's nothing in there. Have them try it again.
Oh, with that match last night with Shibo that didn't turn up either. Right, hang on.
I don't see any reason why this wouldn't work at this point. Oh, it's got a, hang on. It's got a winner ID, that's why. All right. Now I think it should go.
Right. Let's see if Bankster's still awake. Because he's well, if he does live in Kuwait, he's a few hours ahead of us, so it's getting 9 o'clock at night. Now, where the hell Stub gone to? Stub's disappeared from the chat. Oh, he's in away mode.
Let's see, where'd that match go? There it is. Let me update this once more. Why does it keep doing that? Damn it.
Is this the Beta 64? Yes, it is. Absolutely no difference other than the font. None whatsoever. And the language thing. Where's Boris when you need him? Boris, he's only ever here. I think he's like 3 weeks on, 3 weeks off. Boris turns up. He's the man for German translation. Right.
Keeps acting like the match has started, which is no good. It keeps putting Stub in as the winner, which is really starting to annoy me. Why is it doing that? Why does it think this match has started?
So it's still not ready.
What's the time? Oh. Yeah, I'm struggling right now. Got to do things in the right order, which obviously I'm not. 0. Keeps forfeiting the players because it thinks the match is supposed to be played. Okay. I think there's something else I gotta change. Didn't think there was. Okay. That's good. Let's try it once more. Okay, have them try to schedule the match. I think it'll work now.
Right. Let's.
I think I finally did things in the right order. Problem is I'm changing things, but the server's changing things too at the same time. Nope, didn't work. All right, just have them play it in a match room.
Oh, right.
I'll set it up because I know what the setup is.
You'd have to write this in stub language.
Okay, so let's see. Well, we were playing in hard times, weren't we? Wasn't determined.
Well, you said you said you know all the settings.
Well,
hang on a minute.
I forgot that.
Right, location, hard times, tournament table, alternate brake, that's part of the rules anyway. Default
Okay.
table in hard times.
So it's
Pocket tight. 8-ball world. Race to 11.
There's no advanced rules. It's a custom table. The pockets are tight. Okay.
No jump queue. Well, shot clock 35 seconds.
So it's a race to 11, right?
Yeah.
Shot clock 35 seconds.
2 extensions of 15 seconds.
You're not. All right. I can't turn off jump queues. They're just going to have to not use them.
How do you mean you can't turn off jump queues?
Okay. Oh, I think I can. Let's see.
Of course you can.
Well, I got to put them in the game first. They need to come in this room. I can't finish setting it up
Right.
without them
Hang
in
on.
the room.
Right, where are we?
This is going to motivate me to fix this one issue I have in reset tournaments. I have buys and losers around.
No, I think Bankster's fallen asleep.
Which room? Stubb versus Bankster. Okay, Poland's in. We need Bankster.
Right. Well, I've messaged Bankster, but he might have gone to see a man about a dog or something.
Oh, you know, he probably just went to get himself a coffee or something. He's still there, right? He's just away.
Yeah, he's in the lobby chat. Yeah, but no reply from him.
Well, he's.
That was just my message timing out.
Oh shit! What just happened there? No. And my.
See, there's an idea for the future. Being able to drag somebody into a room, right? It looks as if he's in, right?
Okay, good. All right, advanced
rules. I put
rules.
myself in as a player.
Alternate brake. We're gonna do a lag. Jump cues are off. Oh, the default's off. That's interesting. Oh, I wonder it's the wrong game. 8-ball. I had 8-ball pub. I was like, what? That would have been a problem, wouldn't it? Let's see. Lag balls, jump cues off. Let's see. Tournament table, and then set the pockets to tight.
You've got the shot clock and the extensions done.
Yeah, those they stayed. 11 games, custom table with the tight pockets.
Lag for the break.
Lag for the break. Jump cues are off.
Right, that sounds about right.
We're ready to go. Here we go. Oh, I got to put Bankster in too. Here we go.
Oh, I better change the cloth.
I apologize for that, guys. I did not handle that very gracefully.
Settings. Where are we? Oh, now Stubb's not showing any sign of life at all. Stubb hasn't lagged. So
well,
I don't know what the hell's happened there. There was no life in his queue whatsoever there.
Well, maybe the problem of him not being able to get in wasn't the server. He's had problems in the past.
And here we
Supposedly
go.
he's going to get a new internet connection.
Here we're just looking at a solid queue doing nothing. Oh, there we are. He's realised the thing started. He's probably putting on some of that shred music or something.
Okay, so back to our exciting commentary about this actual match instead of how screwed up things are. Good afternoon, everybody.
Yes, good evening.
Or good evening.
We're an hour late, but this is a round one match, and well, so far Stubbs looking around at what he's going to go for.
And which is what you want to do in this game. I think Stubbs is a serious favorite in this match. I think he's got Bankster beat in most areas, but I've seen Bankster play pretty good sometimes. So he needs to play his best. So far this is a pretty good pattern. So the big thing here is the 13 ball. It does go, but it's tricky to get on. Ideally, what you would want to do is probably leave either the 10 or the 14 to get on the 8, because you're going to need the 11 to get on the 13, and going from the 13 to the 8 could be tricky, especially if you get on it funny. So it behooves you to leave either I like leaving the 14 better than the 10, but that's gone now. So he really needs to leave the 10. So he's got himself in kind of a bad position because it's not easy to go from the 12 to the 11, and that's what he needs to do.
This is tight, by the way, though. These are tight into the side pockets.
He's going to go ahead and shoot the 10, and the problem here is, you got to get on this 13 the right way. I mean, if you get in the right spot, yeah, it's pretty easy to get to the 8. But if you don't,
this can go wrong behind the 5 ball. If he's not going to play to the 11.
This ball I would draw every time. This is a draw and spin it. Now you got to avoid the 6, and obviously if you get behind the 1 or the 13, you're in trouble. But here
we go. See, Stubbs going round. He's going round the houses now.
Yeah, he's going to decide to shoot 11, but the trouble is this ain't
going to work.
Well, he's going to play position on the 10 probably.
Well, he's going to get lucky, you mean?
Well, I'm not sure how lucky that is. I mean, the 8 ball is pretty protected. Now, the good thing is it goes off the 2. So he did get lucky in how that came out. Now, I think from where he is, he can play the short side of the 13 possibly. He's going to be a little high on it. If you miss the 6, you're going to be coming in maybe about the head string. But that's what he needs to do, is leave it high.
I think he's going to have to check this up a wee bit, is he? Because this is going to open out. Yeah. You've got to get well away from the 6 ball.
It's going to be hard to miss the 7. That's the problem. I think he doesn't quite really. It's not enough cut angle to miss it. So yeah, I think you're right. He's in huge trouble here. And this is, he made some bad choices right off the bat.
What's he doing now?
Well, he took a whack and got pretty lucky, actually. He had a back cut. Now he doesn't.
Well, this is exactly the scenario we had the other day with Romario 2 or 3 times coming to a table like this.
The thing is, this will work. You can bank this, and if you keep the cue ball near the long rail, you can play the carom, the 8 off the 2. I mean, this is doable. Now he's banking it the other way. I think he's banking back to the corner, which is a little harder shot and a little less determined with the cue ball. If you force the cue ball through, you should get it in a decent spot. Well, not hitting it that hard. See, that was the wrong play, because he had a shot with the 8 off the 2. Instead, he tries to get lucky, which is, you don't want to do that unless you have no choice. So he's got a bank shot on this.
Going to cross bank this again.
And, the thing is a lot of people, if they're in the pool room and they see this kind of out, they're like, wow, that guy's really good. Look at that fantastic out.
It's all over the place.
That's not the guy that's good. The guy that's good is the guy that makes it look really simple. And this is crazy playing. Especially because he didn't need to do that. He could have played a shot where he played position. and you know that should be a loss there.
Well, let's see if Bankster is up to it. I mean, there is no reason he can't get out here. No reason whatsoever.
I mean, Bankster plays good enough; he should be out here. And this is what you really want to avoid doing in 8-ball is just giving games away, because if you're smart, you almost can't lose from here, because if you get funny on a ball, you can always play a safety.
So drop up above the 4, come out for the 1, 6 into the side, stop the cue ball for the 8.
Yeah.
I think he's gone too straight, has he?
But Stubb made a mistake right off the bat in his early pattern. He needed to leave a ball to come down for the 8-ball, and you know he just wasn't thinking about that. You need to plan out how you're going to run the table from the beginning. Not that you might not have to modify that. I mean, the best laid plans can go awry, but if you don't make a plan, then it's easy to have happen what Stubb had happen, where you get more and more in trouble. And then in spite of all that, he had a chance to win playing the carom off the 8 off the 2, and I guess he didn't see it because he blasted him. And this is how Bankster can win, because Bankster, you know, he can run these racks out.
Well, I mean,
I might even be able to run one of these racks out.
you know, the one thing about that rack is that when he came to the table, there was nothing that was a problem. It was just getting the cue ball there. So he's going to get other opportunities where he's going to have to deal with a problem, and it's how well he does with them that's going to count. Now, Stubbs got a ball. It's a bit of a mess, though.
We're already having to go to this move. Mute his ass.
Right, so well, it's solids that are surrounding the 8-ball. So here we go with
the problem right off the bat is that these balls didn't spread good, and it looks like, oh, you know, they're all together. I'll just go dink, 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 dink. But when the balls are like this is where you've got to be really good with the cue ball. You know, this almost looks like a straight pull drill, the way these are spread out. This is
got to miss this 15 ball here, is he not? If he's trying to come out.
This takes a lot of skill to run out this sort of rack. And what's he doing? Why is he going way up there?
Well, I don't think. I mean, he's got obviously the 1 ball and the 7 ball that he can play with, but he has to get into a spot where he can bump something out the way, because this 11 ball's no doing him any favours. And now he's in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, at some point you're better off playing safe than continuing to run balls. And
he's called this cut into the side.
Yeah, but the problem is you got no idea where the ball's going. Absolutely no idea where that cue ball is going to go.
Hang on, my replay isn't working. I need to set that. Hang on. The hell is it?
Yeah,
right.
His chance of getting out this rack's almost nil. You know, he's probably going to cut this 1 ball again, and I don't know. You know, he's going to try to get lucky with the cue ball.
Well, the thing is, if he's blasting stuff, all he's going to do is going to leave the table with Bankster with a lot less problems, because as it is right now, there's problems that Bankster's got. If he starts banging balls here, Stubb, he's not going to help his situation, I'll tell you that. He needs to duck and dive somewhere. Not that he's got many options to duck and dive, it has to be said.
No, but here's where you play strategy. I'd push the 1 ball over by the pocket. Try not to make it. Just stick it over there in front of the pocket. You want to start blocking pockets at this point, because you're going to give the table up.
Right.
See, a better play there would have been to hit the 1 ball over towards the pocket and get the 1 ball in front of the pocket. And
yeah,
you know, that doesn't no good, really. He's not blocking anything.
I had a query about the rules in this game the other day, because I was querying in the commentary as to why Romario didn't use his ball to pot a ball that was blocking the pocket as long as he can get it to follow in, because I think that's a legal shot in this game.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And you know, if you've got a ball really deep in the pocket, yeah. I mean, if you're going to block the pocket, you know, it's one of those things. The closer you get it to the pocket, the more of the pocket it blocks, but the easier
Now,
it is to follow.
Is this a
ball
cold shot
in.
game? This is cold shot,
It is
isn't
a
it?
call shot
Aye, it
game.
is.
And he did miss call. So Stubbs got a real opportunity here because Bankster cleared up enough balls that, Stubbs can win from here.
Here we go, the big bang shot.
Well, he may just play this easier and try to get the bump on the 1 or the 11. Let's see what he does. I don't think he's going to blast this. Of course, what do I know?
Famous last words.
I mean, that's just begging boys.
You know, there's a perfect example. Here's Bankster coming to the table. Now Bankster doesn't have a problem. Apart from the fact he's stuck to the rail, he's going to have to jack up or punch through on this ball into the side to come down for the 10. But other than that, this is his problem shot, this shot right here.
If I walked in the pool room and I saw a guy like Stubb, you know, that was a good shot maker, playing 8-ball and playing like
I forgot
this.
I forgot he'd 11-ball as well. But now, I don't like this, Steve. I don't like this. He should be taking that 11-ball first, as far as I'm concerned. He's now going to have to come down for the 11, which looks easy enough, but it just means that he's travelling and he's going a bit too straight as well. No,
it would be better not to be quite this straight. Yeah, but he's okay. I mean, he just needs to get out onto the other side of the table where he's got a shot. And
yeah.
Now, this is what I was talking about, you know, where the tight pockets get tougher is leaving yourself long shots. I mean, I think that was the right play in the situation he was in. He was straight enough in that this was the right play, but it does make it tougher.
Well, he's got there pretty much.
Yeah. Well, Stubbs paying for his blasting. Yeah. What I was saying, if I walked in the pool room and I saw Stubb, the first thing I'd do is I'd ask him to play. And when he said yes, what do you want to play for?
Oh dear!
Oh my God!
Oh dear! There you go. There he's got a gift.
My response would be, you can bet whatever you want. I play a guy like Stubb for whatever he wanted to bet.
Well,
because for starters, I knew I couldn't lose to the guy.
Well, the first thing I'd say to Stubb is tuck that sleeve away. It's dangling over the table. That's the first thing I'd say.
Well, I mean, that was really an unforced error there, missing that ball.
Yeah, terrible miss. But then again, that's how these guys are going to lose, because they can't take the opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, you can't miss those kind of balls.
Now, is he going to baby this, or are they going to come down and up?
He'll go down and up, I think, but, you know. What do I know? Last time I said he wouldn't blast it.
Yeah, that's a good pace. So Stubbs been let off the hook, and how many is Bankster going to let Stubb off the hook with? Because that's the heavy price you're going to pay, is making it easy for Stubb.
I don't know why he says 8-ball is a kid's boys game. I mean, pros
said
play
that because
8-ball.
It was 1-0 down.
Yeah. I mean, the pros play 8-ball. This is not, you know, a game that pros don't play. Now, there are games that pros don't play, but this isn't one of them.
Well, Bankster broke off. He's broke dry. We've got a stripe married up with the 8-ball, I think. Well, it's actually not that bad as long as you can get things tidied up. That isn't going to help him. Has he got the 7 into the side? Yeah, he's got the 7 into the side. And the 3 and 4 are behind the 8-ball, so he's got to get back into this area here, and he's got the 2-ball. Now he's running the cue ball for no apparent reason, trying to do stuff. See, that's the
Yeah.
bit I don't understand with Stubby. You know, he's blasting stuff to hope to get lucky.
Well, the reality of it is that shot should be your absolute last resort. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
how many times have you seen a professional pool player do that? I mean,
No, you're never going to see them do that. They're going
well,
to move the cue ball.
You will sometimes. Like if you see them playing 9-ball and they're kicking at a ball, they may blast it just because they can't control it. They don't have a good shot to play a kick safe, or you know, because 9-ball is a luck game. In this game, where it's called pocket, blasting doesn't do you a lot of good. There's very few situations. I mean, obviously, you may want to try to break balls out, but typically uncontrolled breakouts aren't.
Well, that's what he was trying there. He was trying to bump the 5 and the 2, and he's lost the rack.
Well,
there you go.
That's the kind of stuff that can happen when you just start turning the cue ball loose.
Good evening to Tam. Yeah, he was trying to split to nudge those 2 balls in the open.
Now, at this point, he's wearing out the B and the S key.
Yeah, and he's getting no joy.
I guarantee you, he's rubbed the letters off both B and S on his keyboard.
Well, this time Stubb has broke off in rack number 4, and I'll tell you something. This is a pretty good table, provided you've decided you're going to play the stripes and play that combo up top. And that looks a pretty unmissable combo, but the angle he's got in this 13 ball is a bit dodgy. For the cue ball, as far as it goes, he needs to be careful here. Watch the cue ball.
Where's the cue ball going?
I told you it was dodgy.
Were there any better words to say at that time? He needs to be careful here.
I told you it was dodgy, and these cuts into the side at that pace ain't going to go in.
Yeah, well, these pockets are tighter, and side pockets. So the way pool tables are done, side pockets are about a 1/2 inch wider than the corners. So these corners, I believe, are about a 4 1/4, which makes the sides about 4 3/4. But the reason why the side pockets are cut wider is they don't have the angle. So on the corner pockets, they're bigger than the width, because you can run the ball down the rail, hit the rail up from the pocket, and it'll still go in. Whereas on these side pockets, you can't hit the rail. So that's why they make them bigger. Yeah, you got to get the ball in the pocket. And the general rule when you're shooting shots in the side pocket, the place you're supposed to aim is the far bumper.
Yeah.
Because the near bumper is death. Now, when you aim for the far bumper, the one thing that can get you is if you hit it too hard, because it isn't going to go in the pocket if you put too much speed on it. Now, if you can aim into the plastic part of it, that's fine. But that anything that's a fairly thin cut, you're not going to be able to do that.
Well, right now, as far as this table's concerned, Bankster's still the favourite looking at this table because of where that 3 ball is. Now, Bankster's going to get back to the table here unless Stubb comes up with something really classical.
Well, the 7 ball is a big issue too.
What the hell's happened here? Hang on.
He doesn't have any place to go with his 7 ball.
What the hell's happened to my camera? That's better.
So I don't know. The thing is if I was him, if I was him, I put the 1 ball in front of the pocket, because the problem is continuing to make balls when you can't run out is a losing strategy, unless you're playing a numpty, and Bankster's not a numpty. You can't just keep making balls.
Well, look at what he's done now. Bankster's got 1 good attempt here.
See,
well,
if I was Bankster there, I would have played off the 12 ball and put the cue ball behind the 8 and tried to move the 12 ball down towards the other end of the table, towards the pocket, because Bankster wasn't going to be able to run out either. Does he have a run out? Yeah, he can bank the 10, but I think he would have been better off making Stubb kick at balls.
No.
Now that's not a bad move. because
Yeah, he hasn't covered
he
it though.
doesn't have a shot at a ball, I don't think. So, and he got the 10 ball loose, but what it means is when he gets a shot, he's going to have to take advantage. Now, if I
That
was Stubb,
seven's way too tight and
if I
past
was
the
Stubb,
15.
I would thin this 3 ball right back over on the other side of the 10 so that he can't make that. I would just thin the 3 ball over on the other side of the 10 and try to put the cue ball in the place where he doesn't have a good play.
Did he actually call something there? He's called the 7. Is he back cutting this back down into this bottom corner?
He's just going for everything, which is not a good strategy, obviously. I mean,
yeah, he's trying to get it in or over the pocket. Not a bad effort.
It's not a bad effort, but what was he going to shoot next? So
well,
in the meantime, Bankster's got every ball open. Bankster's got a very straightforward run out here.
Yeah, well, he's got a dodgy cut to start off with. Got that. That's the hard part done. The rest should be easy because all he's going to do is pot the 15, come back off the 13, 10 down the rail, and hold for the 8 ball. That's the plan.
Yeah, I mean, this is a situation where you've got a player who's, you know, Stubbs definitely got better pull skills than Bankster at this point, you know. But he's probably going to end up losing because he just plays so dumb.
And this is where this will go wrong. If
no,
he's
you just roll this.
Yeah,
you roll this and bump the 3.
You can't baby this too, baby, and do something silly here.
You just roll this and bump the 3.
Yeah, that'll do it. So Stubbs' strategy so far hasn't really worked.
It's just not going to work. This is how you lose to a player you're supposed to beat.
Yeah,
is playing like this. I mean, it's crazy. So is I am a beginner still here? Because I know he's been playing a lot. I mean, he could get a lot out of the stream and trying to learn.
I don't think I've seen him in the chat though.
He was in the chat earlier, I thought. Yeah, he was in the chat earlier. I see him up there. He said fantastic.
Oh, I must have missed that. Not in this thing. Let me have a look at this phone. See, my phone again isn't on all messages. Anyway, we're into rack number 5.
Oh boy. And that's where Bankster's at a disadvantage, is he's going to miss a lot more balls than Stubb is, or at least more balls that you would think he's going to make. So this is pretty straightforward. I think the issue is going to be the 1 ball, obviously, but you can shoot the 8 in a number of other pockets. So I think stripes is probably a good choice. Let's see, does the 11 ball go by the 6? Yes, it does. So he should be out here. Probably play 14 and then 11. I mean 14 and then 13 and then 11. You know, maybe not from there. Wow, he way overhit that. Well, you know what? I take it back because he wants to leave the 13 to get on the 8. That was my bad. You want that 13 ball there because that's the easy ball to get on the 8. And maybe Stubb will recognize it this time.
Caught the knuckle though.
Yeah, well, these pockets are tighter.
Cut shots are catching everybody out.
But see, that's not the worst thing in the world to happen because he's blocking a pocket and there's a bunch of balls sitting there that Bankster needs.
Bankster's trying to clear that right now though, I think. No, he isn't. I thought he was going to try and I thought he was straight there.
And this is where I got a call I got to take. I'll be right back.
Tried a little bump again. He's a bit too close, I think. That could have worked out a bit better for him there if he'd stayed a bit further away from that 3 ball. Yeah, that's never gonna work that. So now it's an open invitation for Stubb. He's got no No problem other than keeping that 13 ball there to play this 8 ball down into this bottom right hand corner as we look. And he's going to have to work the cue ball here as well to get out onto that 9. Oh, he's going to, well, he's now hampered big time. This is awkward. Any touch in that knuckle, that point, it ain't going in. And this is dodgy. We do have to watch he doesn't put any unwanted English on that cue as well. And now he's jacked up, so he's already just moved the tip. It's gone in off the jaw. So now it should be plain sailing. We'll tell a lie, is that the 38? No, I was thinking he had another ball there. No, the 13's up table, so this will get him back to within 1. Have a quick drink. So any latecomers, there was a match scheduled last night. It was One Pocket Slim against Mr. Fox. Mr. Fox was a no-show, so Slim goes through to round 3. And the bad news for Slim is he's playing Cobra. Cobra, who was the losing finalist last year against Bedhead, who hasn't been around, so he's not going to defend his title. So now we're into rack number 6. Bankster at the table commits to the stripes. So we look at the table, and we've got no issues here. We've got to find our way onto that 10 ball. Now this is a great chance. Does that go past the 1? Tell it it's a 9. So he should be out here, famous last words, but he really doesn't have any excuse not to get out here. He might have to just check this a wee bit so that he doesn't bump into the 3 and lock himself up.
I'd stun this over and bump the 1 ball.
Yeah,
he
that'll
didn't
work.
even need to bump the 1 ball. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, and he's playing a good pattern. This is nice and simple. That's the key to playing this game, is everything should be simple, where you don't have to do a lot with the cue ball.
He wants to get right down low on this so that he's just looking at it straight into the side, pretty much like that. That's perfect. In off the jaw. Drop it in dead weight.
Yeah, if he keeps trading with Stubb, he's in good shape. So my mentor, when he was a great 8-ball player. I mean, a lot of pros came to him for lessons on how to play 8-ball. I mean, obviously they're pros. They can really play pool, great pool skills, but strategy and how to play. And I'll never forget what he would say sometimes, where he said that you've got to avoid the have to perform shots. So if you play good patterns and you move the cue ball and everything's dink, 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 you're just rolling it or stop or stun shots, that's how you want to play. But if you start getting yourself funny, then you get into this, what you call have to perform shots, where you have to juice the cue ball shot up, or it's a long, hard shot. And the key to playing good 8-ball is avoiding those have to perform shots. Keep everything really simple.
The Stubb on the solids.
Well, that was a fine shot right there.
Well, I don't think he's got it enough, though.
Oh, no, I think does it go? Maybe it doesn't.
No, he's catching the 14. I think he's on the 14.
But if you slow roll it, and play for the 3 ball in the side, if it doesn't go, it's sitting right in front of the pocket. See, I would have shot that right then, because he had a chance to get on the 3 ball and shoot it in the side. he could hit that little inside, brought the cue ball, bumped to
Well,
14. If the 7 don't go, it's in front of the pocket, and then he shoots the 3 in the side. Instead, because
I think
the 8 ball goes. If he would have got the 7 and the 3 out of there, that's a game winner, and he didn't even attempt it.
what I'm predicting acrobatics here.
Well, that's a pretty simple prediction. I mean, it's
There you
Stubb.
go. There you go. And all he's done is made it a lot simpler for Bankster.
Well, but he solved his problem, so he can run out from there. I mean, that ended up being a good shot. The problem is that's what I like to call fool's gold. You know what fool's gold is? Pyrite. It looks like gold, but it's not gold. Because if you have success on something like that, then you think it's something good to do. But the reality of it is for every time you do that and you win, you're going to lose 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment he's relying on Bankster not having the bottle to get this done. Now Bankster has to, play a combo here. I think, unless he's going to play the 15 first, he's going to have to play the combo unless he gets inside in the 11 ball. So there's one stumbling block here for Bankster that he has to deal with. Is he going high enough here? Yeah, so this is all about how he deals with these last 3 balls here.
Yeah, and you're right. He's relying on Bankster not being able to get out, and Bankster's good enough to do it most of the time with these kind of tables. And certainly, if he plays anybody that's a higher gear than Bankster, it's almost a guaranteed loss.
Oh yeah, I mean he's if it was anybody else of a higher stand, this is going too far. This is going too far.
What?
Now,
I don't know why he did that, because I would have just hit it easy and shot the 11 and come around behind the 5 and 6. And that's just showing some inexperience in which pattern to play, because it was
well, it's about thinking about making
the 11 ball.
How do you make things simpler? Well, that he's not bad here. Let's be honest, he's not bad.
Well, for where he was, he's got a shot. He's got to make the combo, and he's got to get a shot on the 12 ball.
And he's got to not forget the cue ball as well, so I think he's going to draw back. Oh, is it bounced? He's blocked off.
Well, he can bank this. This ball banks.
Up past the 8 ball, it's a bit tight.
It banks. I mean, but you got to know how to hit this ball. I mean, it's almost like you're aiming to go straight down the table, because the throw is going to open it up. The throw on the 12 will open it up. So the aim is almost like you're trying to make the 12 go straight down the table.
Bankster says I don't call it. I think he's really. I think in his sort of pidgin English, he's asking, "Do I need to call the shot?" I think that was it.
Well,
now, what the hell's happened there? Why Stubb back at the table? What have I missed there?
You should call the shot when you're shooting a combo, but I mean, it was pretty obvious he was going to shoot it. I mean,
now, why was Bankster at the table? Now he's not at the table. He didn't play a shot.
Because Bankster played a combination and didn't call it, so he decided he did the wrong thing and he miscalled. Which I don't think he should have in that situation. It was obvious he was going to play a combo, but kind of the unsaid VP thing is that things like banks and billiards and stuff you should call, and combinations, which it's not really a hard fast rule in my mind. But
if anything, just to keep Stubb happy.
Hey, I had a guy in the tournament do that to me. I had a combo that was more set up than that. I mean, the balls were right in front of the table, and I didn't call it, and he called me on it, and I lost the argument with the ref.
Well, this will bank as well, but again, it's tight. I mean, you can do a stub. You can do a stub here and blast this and cut it in.
He needs to check this a little. So he needs to put a little bit of right English on this to check it, I think. I don't know that he can get the cue ball out of the way if he doesn't check it, and he's not. I think this will go wide.
Yeah, he's got a double kiss. Yeah.
So that's where you need the little check, because then you can cut the ball a little more and get the cue ball out of the way.
So Stubb's going to be back within 1.
All right, I'm going to go make a coffee run. I'll be back in a few.
Oh, no, he isn't, Steve. Look at this. Look at this for a shot from Stubb. That's bloody terrible. I mean, that's awful.
Well, at least he played smart there. Did he get the hook?
Yeah, but there's no way he should have been in that position. But anyway,
No,
he
but at
done
least
the
he
right
did.
thing.
At least he did the right thing for once. You know, I mean,
yeah, well, he could have called a bank there and blasted that, couldn't he?
because
So
it looked like he wasn't ever going to play safe in this whole game, the way he was going.
well, I'll say it now. He should be out now.
You would hope so. I mean, I think I'm at least 50-50 on this out. All right, I'm going to go get coffee because I don't think he can screw this up.
Good evening to Bondi, whoever that is. Is that cold as pillow? I am starving. I think, what time is it? I think, bear in mind, I don't have any work to go to for the next 8 or 9 days. I think it's Chinese time tonight. After this is all done, I am absolutely starving. Oh, the football's on as well. That's another reason why I should have a Chinese. Watch the England game. So we're into rack number 8. Stop trying to get back onto level terms. Don't ask about that. Don't ask about that. Now, what did Stubb go for? The solids. Oh, now, again, he's been... I mean, at that pace, if you're anywhere slightly offline, there's no way it's ever going to go in. And look at the table. Again, I keep repeating myself because this is the type of table that Romario had on more than one occasion, and he couldn't get out. The problem's these two stripes down in the bottom left corner here, because they're not set. Really, you're going to have to manufacture something here, I think. And his eyes were set on it, forgot about the actual initial pot, and going to have to miscall. So that's where, Bankster there was looking at the first opportunity to break them up, because he obviously had that shot into the corner, but he had another couple of opportunities. He had another couple of balls down this end of the table where he could have done that. He just got that desperate to get it done with straight away and didn't focus on the most important part of the thing, and that was pot the ball. So he's blown a chance there big time. And again, that's poor from Bankster. You just cannot be, throwing away great opportunities, and that was a great opportunity there. And he's blown himself out the water with that. There was no desperation to break those two balls up. There was a 9 ball sitting there, and there's a 13 ball sitting there where he could have easily potted the 13 into the corner and stunned across. You've got to recognise the right time to make the move, but there is no forgiveness in the fact that he just missed the actual pot. You've got to get the pot done. If he'd actually potted the ball and not hit the 2 balls and missed them, then fine. He had another 2 opportunities to get there. And all he's done is sold himself down the Swanee and handed the rack to Stubb for 4 apiece. So this is the example of what you don't do when you've got a great table like he had. So alternate break it is, of course. Back to Bankster for the break. It looks dry. 4 balls gone in. And we've got 3 solids all married up. He's looking at calling the stripes. Calling the 11 ball. Could do be a wee bump here. Well, 15 into the side. Now, again, look at this table. I mean, if this is me at the table, the first thing I'm doing is I'm looking, I'm thinking, I'm out here. I'm looking at this lay of the table here, and I'm thinking, I'm out. Now that's still fine. He's going to be hampered, but if he just goes through, he can go into this 12. If he comes off the rail a bit, like that, and he doesn't get himself interfered with any other ball, he should be in good shape here.
Okay, what's going on? It's 4-4 now, huh?
Yeah, he gifted that rack to Stubb there, Bankster, but he's got a great, well, there we go. No sooner have I said that, he's hung the ball.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and honestly, this is more like a real pool table plays as far as a tournament table. Our tournament settings are a little on the gentle side. If you watch like a WNT tournament or something like that, the table is going to play a lot more like this or even tighter than this. You can't afford to hit the near knuckle.
Well,
you can get away with you can get away with the far side as long as the speed isn't super high, but the near side is going to rattle a lot of balls like that.
Now, Stubb's got a straight in 7 ball. Not that he can do that much with it. Why is he not playing a safe? I mean, he could still play a safe after this, but he's trying to do heroic stuff.
Yeah, and he's got some pretty good safety options.
Well, he didn't get the split in the 3 and the 2. So he can basically only go forward here or come back and hold it.
The problem is the only ball that you could follow in is the 5, and he just got rid of that. The 2 and the 3, trying to follow that in where the 14 is near impossible.
Right. Well, Bankster.
So Bankster's got to make a decision here about what he wants to do.
This is too deep in the pocket. Can he get that cue ball across to bump something here?
He can, but this is a tricky shot.
He's going to block himself off here. He's going to have no shot.
Well, this is pretty easy to play
unless
off the
he
rail.
kicks it in. Yeah.
But the problem with that is it's going to be hard to stop the cue ball for the combination. It's going to run into them, which might be okay. Now he's just going to play safe.
Yeah, he's just going to get nasty.
Somebody's being smart.
Yeah.
So Stubb's in real trouble here. He can definitely hit a ball, but the problem is, can he get the cue ball in the place where he's not going to give a shot up? And I think that's going to be tough, which he fails to do. So that's pretty much a loss right there. I mean, that's...
Well, what do you do here, Steve? Do you cut that 9 in right now?
No, I go...
And come across?
No. I'd shoot the 12 right now.
Well, you see, I'm more inclined to have played the 9 like that and get an angle, which I think he's got a little bit.
I could be wrong. That was pretty simple. I mean, there's not always one right answer, and I'm not always right either. So that might have been a better
the only thing that worried me about not taking that 9 ball there is doing something daft where the 8 ball interferes with your shot at the 9 ball, and there's numpty things like that happen, and that's where my alarm bell started ringing.
Well, this pattern was simple, so it's good.
Well, I would still like to have been looking down the barrel in this 8 ball. I don't like this.
But that speaking of like looking at tables and what do you do, that's a great way to get better. And I do this a lot. I watch a lot of pro pool streams, and I'll look at situations and I'll say, this is how I'd move the cue ball. This is a pattern I play. And then I see what the pro does.
And then you watch what he does and you think, oh, why didn't I think of that?
Well, I'd say at least 90% of the time they match up. Mm-hmm. But once in a while I'll see a pro do something where I'm like, I got to think about it. Why'd he do that? And most of the time I'll be like, oh, well, that play was more consistent than the one I was thinking of. And that's what it comes down to. It's just percentages, how many times you can succeed in the execution. And that's why they're pros, because they've gotten to that level where they make those choices well. Not that they don't make mistakes too, but less likely.
Well, this is ugly.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you just want to play table position here. This is not where you want to start shooting a lot of balls. This is where you play table position. Put the 12 ball in front of the pocket. Don't make it. Leave the cue ball in a crappy place. You do risk the thing is, you do risk allowing the guy to run out if you let him to the table. But the reality is here, for Stubb to run this out is going to be very difficult. So you got to be realistic about your chances of running out.
Well, he had to get that. So what worried me there, he had to get the cue ball out of the way.
Yeah, which he failed to do. So, basically the thought process is, can I run out? And he can from here. I would probably bank the 7 ball. And the reason why, I'm banking a pocket speed. If it doesn't go in, it's front of the pocket. If it does go in, he's sitting good.
This is an all or nothing shot. He's going to free up the 8 ball.
It is an all or nothing shot. And I would have banked the 7 ball, because if it doesn't go in, it's in front of the pocket if it's good speed. If it does, you're in a good position to run out. Instead, he clears up all the trouble except for the 13 ball and gives the table back to Stubb.
Not the shot I would have played. I would have been keeping that there as a bit of a safety net and deal with it later on.
Yeah, well, I like playing passive aggressive. I like playing a shot that was a two-way, both a defensive and offensive. And if it goes in, then I can run out. It all comes down to percentages, and that was a little risky playing that kind of combo.
Well, the obvious problem for Stubb is that 13 ball. I mean, yes, we know it goes past 8 ball, but you've got to get in there, and there's a 6 ball and a 3 ball causing problems.
It's an easy bank if you get on it right. That's not a hard bank.
And he's trying to break it out.
Yeah. See,
again, why is he trying to do stuff like that?
Yeah. See, that's out of control. I mean, it's not that difficult to get a position where you can bank that 13 ball, and it's an easy bank. It's like, instead he takes wild swings at it.
There was nothing to stop him playing something decent to get in that area to even cut it up the table. Yes, it was tight, but
he could have shot the 9 and drawn the ball back. See, now he's going to play for the bank.
This is a great shot if he gets there.
Oh, does it go by the 8? Oh, it does go by the 8. Yeah.
He's got there. Now he's got to go for it right now, of course.
Yeah. But I expect he'll make this and get out. I mean, you got to watch the bump on the 7. That's a big thing. He may try to just dink this and just kill the ball. He's using right English. I think he's going to just dink this and kill the ball, which I think is a better shot than trying to go back and forth.
Oh, that'll do it.
He dinked it. He didn't hold it very well, but he can probably make this ball.
It was one shot that did work for Stubb. Well, this will get every chance of going in. And
that kind of low angle. As long as you don't hit it way up the rail, you're okay.
I go back to Bankster's first shot there. He should never have attempted that combo. If he gets it and he manages to find his way out, he would be a hero. But to me, it was the percentage on it was not great, and it was just opening up the table for Stubb.
Well, this is an interesting table. You could really take either.
Yeah, talking about playing Spectre, Don. Coldest pillow. When are you? Because I'm off on holiday the next 8 or 9 days. But I don't want to be waiting 8 or 9 days for you to get it arranged. You've only got 3 days left now, I think.
Yeah, was there even a proposal made?
I don't think you mentioned anything. You didn't mention any of the 2 of their names when you were looking at proposals.
Yeah, I didn't see them. I didn't see either one of their names.
See this faffing about and waiting till the last minute, and then then somebody is going out for the night or something. This is pointless. You should be a match arranged as soon as you can, or at least get proposals sent in. You know where you stand. But hanging on, and then having to have the match result put in after the thing's actually gone by the deadline defeats the purpose of why it's an NRT tournament.
Well, the other thing is that when you come begging Steve to extend you or something, it's hard for me to be sympathetic when you waited the last second to try to schedule it.
Then it takes Steve an hour to fix the bracket because he's messing about doing things manually like he did, like he did an hour ago.
Yeah. Well, it creates a lot of problems because it's not fair to
Yeah.
the next guy, because now you're cutting into the next guy's time to be able to schedule a match.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's only to the 18th. Today's the 14th, so the 18th is what? Saturday.
They're still going to try and get this 14 to follow the 6 in. He must be. Or is he trying to come in? Is he trying to bump stuff off this 10? This is the kind of thing that Stubb will do. He's going to try and bump something or get in there.
He should be able
Off
to
this
slide
10
over.
ball.
He should be able to slide over and shoot the 14 in the same pocket. That's what he tried to do, but he missed the ball.
He overcooked it as well.
Well, that's trouble. I mean, Bankster should win from here. I mean, given he's in the laundry here, and well, he's going to shoot the. Wow, he's going to shoot the 2 instead of the 1. I'm not sure I'd do that.
Well, I think either way he's going to be hampered over this 10 ball. I don't think it's too pretty to be actually shooting either of them. No, he's actually taking the 2 because that's the one he can get cleaner, but he's going to have to punch this around. He's going to get a shot in the 6.
Yeah. Now, this is actually the important thing here is you got to make a decision whether to bump in the 14 a lot. I like not bumping it, just like that.
That'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see more missed balls in this tournament because the pockets are tight. And I think it was the same situation where Stubb hit the inside rail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The tighter the table gets, the more important it is not to hit the inside rail.
So Bankster back into the lead, break back to Stubb. I think he's dry. And again, it's a bit ugly as far as the stripes go, those 2 near the 8 ball. The thing with the 3 ball where it's sitting, if you went for solids and started on something else, you've got a 3 ball that can get you into those 2 balls and hold for the 8.
Yep, and that would be the smart thing to do. Let's see if Bankster figures that out. He's looking at other balls, so I think he has.
If he's looking at the one, I don't like this necessarily. Is he going to brush that? Is that the 7 that's next to it? Yeah, he's brushed it on the right side. That'll do it. Now, this is where you get the pattern in your head of where you're going before you make that commitment. So it's 7 ball. It might be 2 into the side. It could be 5 down the rail, 2 into the side. You've got to remember these 2 balls down table. You've got the 6 and 4 in the kitchen. Now, any one of those 2 balls would be good to hold for the 3 and get that shot in the 8. We're thinking ahead here.
Okay,
but this would be a nice little out.
Spectre Don says he sent 3 invites. Let's see what date that would be. He said last Saturday. That would be the 11th. Let me go back and see what I got for the 11th. Spud Boy.
Oh, he's left it short, whatever he was trying to do.
Oh, boy.
Now,
that's interesting.
This is not the time you want to be doing this shot. And that's the reason, because all he's done is he's opened everything up for Stubb because he got short. He didn't get to the 4 or the 6. And having to commit to that 3 ball and breaking out the 2 stripes, he's just sold this rack to Stubb. Well, if I presume you're getting your messages forwarded to you in your email.
But I didn't get them, so I'm wondering.
Oh, Coldest Pillow says he's agreed tomorrow. So obviously he has got the proposals. Meanwhile, Stubb trying to get himself out here. Well, he's overcut that by a country mile. That was a bad one, considering the lights tight pockets. He missed that by quite a margin. And Bankster, now these are the ones you want to punish your opponent on. A miss like that, you want to really punish him, but he's going to have to. Has he got any solids left? Is this his last ball? So he's going to have to just roll this in and go through on the 8.
Well,
I think he's got the 4.
I didn't get the notification, which I don't understand why. Because I always get them. Coldest Pillow got it.
That's a good shot. Nice angle as well. But you're not getting notification. You should be getting notifications of all the proposals, don't you?
I always get them. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm gonna have to take a look into things. That's just.
Well, he's perfect, and this is going to be a sore one for Stubb because he had a very good table to get out on. Left himself awkward and having to play that cut shot and missed it by quite a margin. And Bankster's now got that 2-rack comfort zone at the moment. But he also has broke dry. I'll stop on the stripes.
Everything's out in the open, so you would think he'd run this out. I mean, you give Stubb a open table and a pattern, he should be pretty good. He gets in trouble where he's got to do something because he does dumb things.
Well, he's going to have to get down to this 15 ball. And he's not exactly got something that's very handy to get there.
You can get there off the 9. He just got to play to the 1 ball side of the 15. His other side's pretty restricted. I mean, I don't really see a problem with this. You just leave an angle.
I think he's a bit straight here. Yeah, he's having to punch that to get out. He's got the angle, got it there now. So this is a shot down the rail in the 9 ball. If he just drops the 10 ball in, is he going to go through the other side of the 8, or is he going to hold it inside?
I'd leave angle and come across. Like, well, I would have left a little more angle than that, but you just come across for the 15. I mean, this is like an automatic kind of shot.
Just needs to baby this in and let the cue ball come out.
Yeah, see, if Stubb can have that table every time, he's a winner. The problem is 8 ball doesn't usually go like that.
Well, that keeps him in touch.
So
and I think it's Stubb.
CP says he didn't get the emails either. So what did you do? Did you go to the tournament page and click on the match scheduler, or did you look at your messages? So you say you didn't get emails. Did you get messages?
Tournament page.
Well, I mean, there's 2 ways if you didn't get emails, there's 2 ways you would get to it. One is you would go to the tournament page and click on the icon in the match schedule and it would show it to you. The other was that the messaging system, messages up on the nav bar. Okay, so you went to the tournament page. Check your messages and see if you got any notifications in your messages. I'm thinking maybe you didn't, because if you had it set up to get emails and you didn't get messages, boy, what the hell is going on here? I haven't had any trouble with the scheduling system in forever.
Well, Bankster on the solids, and now if that 2 ball goes past the 14...
What happened to Stubb? How did he mess that table up? Oh, it's a new game. Never mind. Okay.
I was busy reading the chat.
Yeah, I was. Well, this is pretty straightforward here. Oh, the speed's wrong. Go. go. That was bad speed. Well, he may just leave the 3-ball for last. That would be fine. Just need to get straight in on it so you can roll it and shoot the 8 in the side.
I should be fine.
I would have rather taken the 3 then and left the 8-ball for 8 in the corner, but he'll be okay
No.
as long as he gets good on this 3-ball.
Coldest Pillow says, no, I can't see. I don't know what he's talking about. What
He's
are you talking about?
The messages. He's talking about the messages. I asked him if he
Oh,
had
he can't see any messages. Right.
All right, so I had a problem and I'll have to go figure it out. One more thing to go look at.
Little roll in the side to restore the 2-rack lead, and we're running out of racks here. If you're stub. Well, a couple of balls have gone in.
Nice break there. Got a very nice spread. I mean, this should be like, there should be no problem running out. I think he'll probably take the solids.
Well, I think the problem is I don't think he's got much choice in the matter, because I think that's the only one he's got a half decent shot on.
Well, I think the solids are a little better anyways. I mean, they're both good. That's a good break. This is the kind of table you want.
Yeah, I mean
the reality of 8-ball on a 9-foot table is it's a run out game. When you play 8-ball on a bar table, there's a lot more strategy because you have less room, balls cluster up more, you can't run out as much. But if you watch pros play 8-ball on a big table, it's a lot of breaking and running out.
I'll be steering well clear of that for the time being. And he was looking at the 4-ball there past that one, and that's too tight.
Yeah, no reason to take a chance.
No.
Well, he didn't want to be straight on this 5-ball. He may shoot the 1 now. We'll see. I'd be tempted to shoot the 1 now.
Well, why not? When you can come out into the table and get on the 4 into the same pocket.
Yeah.
As long as you don't bump the 13. I mean, is he tweaking this anyway? Yeah, well, he has bumped to 13. It's done him no harm. He's perfect.
Yeah, it was natural going between those two. So you just kind of got to think where you're going to shoot the 8-ball and what angle you want on this 3.
He doesn't want that, Steve.
Yeah.
He doesn't want that.
When I said angle, straight doesn't count as an angle.
Well, he could actually. Now, why? If
This is how you get in trouble. Is leave it. And that's a simple thing. I mean, the guy plays good enough. He moves the cue ball good enough to say, "I'm going to make sure I have an angle." He just didn't think about it. It's just like, "I'll just hit this and hold it, and I'll have a shot."
This is the old draw and hope here. The old draw and hope and get. Oh, that's a stub lucky bounce there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a simple thing, guys. All you have to do is just a teeny bit of planning, and recognize that you don't want to be straight in on that 3-ball. At what pocket you're going to shoot the 8-ball?
I wouldn't spend a great deal of time over this 8-ball. I would see the angle and shoot it, because the more you think about it, the more you're going to miss it. And suddenly the gap is now 3.
I'll give you guys a tip on what to do when you're kind of not quite sure what to do with the cue ball. And I still use this, not very often anymore, but I still use this once in a while. I'll say, if I had ball in hand, where would I put the cue ball? Now, maybe you can't get in the exact spot, and maybe you don't want to try to get that close, but, it'll at least give you some ideas on angle and things. And it's a real simple thing. If you're the kind of player that just says, "I'll hit it and get a shot, and I don't care what the shot is," you need to kind of move to the next step where you say, "Well, where would I put this if I had ball in hand?" And obviously Bankster didn't do that time.
Well, Stubb is edging close to the point of no return here, and this is dodgy, because this looks tight. Yeah.
Yeah, and well, this is no easy out, but I'll tell you what, if he can get to that 7-ball, I think he's got a pretty good chance of running out. Does 7 go by the 8?
That's too tight.
No, it does go by the 8. Yep. No, that 7 goes
It's-
by the 8.
It's tight though.
Yeah, well, obviously you're going to want to get on it good if you're going to shoot that.
Oh, he's bumped it. I don't know that he's
now
that he's
now it
made
doesn't
any
go by
better.
the 8. But
Mm.
you know, I would go 1 ball, 5 ball, and try to get on the 7 to shoot it up table. Because once you get that 7 out of there, see the problem with shooting these balls is that he may have been playing, just maybe didn't like the 1.
But this is not going to end pretty here. This visit from
he would have
Bankster.
liked to be on this 5 a little bit tighter because it's not a full pocket. And you know, that's not the end of the world.
Well, he's blocked the pocket.
Well, he sort of blocked it. The 8 ball will go in. You hit it into the left titty, and it'll come off the back of the 5, and I think it'll go.
It will
tight.
go.
It's tight. It may not go because you try to play those shots that they like to rattle.
Well,
yeah,
on a good day it would go, but maybe on another day it might not.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure that's.
You never know with Stubb. I mean, he's not got anything that's adjacent to that 8 ball now. So
well, you know, if the 8 ball
he's going to be playing the shot you're talking about. I don't think there's any doubt about it. He's going to be playing the shot you're talking about.
It's a little too tight to block it's a little too tight to bank that 8 ball. I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't, but it's tough. You'd have to spin it a lot, and that's a tough bank. It's real easy to hit the 5 and then it doesn't go in.
I think the difficulty is getting that 8 ball to the point of that jaw to hit the back of that 5 to go in, because even that's tight.
Yeah. I think it'll go, because I think you just have to get past the halfway point of the 5, and the 5's out from the pocket enough that where you're going to hit the 5s on the back side of it. The only problem is if the 8 ball comes back off the back of the 5 and hits the point again, it might hang up. But you know, I think it'll go. You kind of got to decide what speed you're going to hit that. You know, the harder you hit it, the more chance it'll rattle. But if you hit it too easy, it may not have the momentum coming off the 5 to get in the hole.
I'll tell you, the other problem is where the cue ball's going to be to play this shot in the 8 ball, because he's going to be playing the roll down the table for the 12. I presume he's taking it down table into the corner, and then he's got a narrow window to this cue ball where he can get to the 8.
You'd like to be closer. If this was me here, I'd be bumping the 2. I'd be drawing this in and just bumping the 2 and leaving it right there. Closer's better, but you know, I'd take it where the 2 is.
Well, this is last chance saloon here in this rack. He's trying to get on the short side of it. Wow, what a shot. What a shot that was.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's
take my hat off to him for that.
He's about a 1/4 inch away from being hooked on the 5 ball, which would have been hard to do, actually. That would have been bad luck. Yeah, that was a really good shot.
Yeah, that was well done. Problem with that is he's not getting much to play with here. Stubb back to within 2. Bankster breaks off.
Well, Bankster tries a soft break. That was not a full speed break. And
no,
you know, he may be trying to soft break to leave him more clustered. And
Stubb's going to be doing a bit of bumping somewhere along the line here, I would imagine.
So remember my mentor I told you about? So he won the national 8 ball title, and the tournament in Vegas had 1,024 players in the field, and he won it.
1,024.
Yeah, 1,024 players, and he won it. He was a national champion. So the next year he's playing this guy, good player, and the guy's buddy's watching him, and my buddy Frankie beats this guy, and the guy says to his buddy, he says, can you believe the national champion was soft breaking on me? And his buddy says to him, why do you think he's a national champion? So there's a strategy to that. If you think that you move better and you can handle difficult tables where guys don't run out, can't run out, then soft breaking's really a pretty good strategy. And, you know, with a guy like Stubb that's just going to swing at everything, if you leave him tough tables, chances are he's not going to get out. And, you know, it's a reasonable strategy to play.
Well, Bankster, not Bankster, Stubb had a go at a 9-ball into the side, I think, and it come off the rail and into the corner, and so it was a missed call. Bankster's tried to improve a situation and made it worse.
Yeah, I mean, this is where you kind of got to think about playing safe or playing table position, and I think that's what he's doing here. That's a pretty good shot. See, that's a table position shot. Doesn't leave him anything easy and blocks the pocket, and that's a smart shot. The only thing that I don't like about this is the cue ball is close to these balls, so there's a lot you can do as far as, you know, locking him up on something or making things difficult for him. There's a lot you can do when the cue ball is close to the object.
Here's Stubb going hell for leather again. He's called the bank up the table. Cue ball's going to be bumping stuff. Anything could happen with the 8-ball.
The problem is he's going to move the 8-ball, which you don't want to do. Well, he got lucky; it didn't move. See,
yeah,
he's just improved the 6, and you know, not that the 6 is in a great spot, but it does go in some pockets now, namely 4 of them.
Well, the most obvious thing here, Steve, is do you grab the bull by the horns and play this 4-ball, for example, and leave the cut in the 7 to bump the 8? Or do you bring the 8 out as soon as you can this time off this 7?
The 8-ball goes.
Does it go the other side?
Corner. Yeah.
Oh, it goes in the corner. I never even noticed that.
Yeah, he doesn't. Well, he doesn't have to do that.
Well, now he's got a dilemma. Is he going to hold off this to hold in the 2, or is he playing the 2 to drop in the 7? Because he's got to think about how he gets to that 8-ball. And he's trying to break out.
And see, that's...
Now, I wonder if Bankster was like me there and never... Was Bankster like me and he never looked?
He never looked at it. He just assumed it didn't go. I mean, there's no way...
Yeah.
See, that's just like throwing a game away. That's a game that he probably would have won, and he just threw it away because he tries to do something crazy because he thinks the ball is locked up when it's not.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down at this end of the table looking at the game, and I never went up to look at that ball until you said...
Yeah. It had a whole pocket. There was no, it wasn't, I mean, it was tight there, but he had a whole pocket.
This, you know, trying to improve a situation when you've not got the full information as to the lay of the land, that was a big fail. Oh, you could regret that.
It's frustrating. It's like watching guys play one pocket and guys don't check for dead balls in a rack. You know, it's like things like that. It's like, you're just giving to the guy. He literally just gave that game away.
I mean, Stubb would have been aware of that 8-ball being able to go. I bet he Stubb knew the 8-ball was going and was dreading what was going to happen.
So Stubb's got a nice little angle here. I would prefer to have a little more. This is a little touchy as far as the line goes off this 15, but he's going to try to bump the 7 and shoot the 8 in the other pocket.
Well, he's got to get right on it though.
Things can go wrong here.
That
I didn't know he had another ball.
Yeah, the 14 still again.
Unfortunately, this angle's no better. This little touchy getting the stun right.
I think he's fine.
He's fine. This can go wrong though.
Like that, you mean? Yeah, you're right, Steve.
he shouldn't have hit it that hard. That's just a gentle bump into the 7.
Oh dear.
And I wouldn't have put English on it like that. I would have hit it with, you know, just a stun shot and let it slide over.
Well, that's a big sellout. Bankster should be on the hill. I say should be. You've still got to get there.
I don't know why you wouldn't shoot the 2-ball first.
Yeah, 2-ball, 5 into the side, drop through for the 7. I mean, this played the 2-ball and getting up for the 8. You can scratch. You can do stupid stuff.
I might even shoot the 5 first and then go 2-7. I certainly wouldn't do this.
No. Again, where's the logic in that? You play the 2, you drop the 5 into the side, and you drop the cue ball through for the 7, and you're on the 8.
Yeah, I mean, the 5 was close enough to the side pocket that it was fine.
This is
playing that second.
unnecessary movement of the cue ball. This.
No. Well, he'll get
But
away with
anyway.
it, but it's like, you know, you take it from a 98% I'm going to get out here to a 95 or 4%, which it's not a big difference, but it is a difference. Could be the difference between winning and losing the match. Now, am I overly anal about stuff? Yeah, probably. But I guarantee you that the two most anal guys playing this game are Cobra and Albinario. That's why they're good.
Mm-hmm. So Stubb has no more to play with. He's got a ball. And it was a stripe. The 8 ball's tied up with the 6.
The 5-10 is the biggest problem.
Yeah, again,
the 6 isn't a problem because of where the 1 is. You can break those balls out easily.
Hang on a minute.
Now he's taking stripes, which I actually like the solids better. But I mean, you can do it with the stripes, but I like the solids better.
Now
just because there's a lot more balls down here with the where the 1, 6, 10, 5 are to work with.
A wild cut. He's got it. So how does he free that stripe up there with the 5 ball?
Well, yeah, he can do it if he gets on the 11 ball right. You know, the 11 ball, he's got the side pocket, and but it's.
Are we going for the big boom? We're going for the big boom here. Yeah,
yeah,
here we go.
It's crazy time. Right in the corner. Oh, no. He's going to get lucky. Well, I don't think he can get to the 10 ball. He can make this 12, 11, but he can't get to the 10. He should be banking this. If he banked this, he might be able to get it into the 10. Bank it with low right and hit it not too hard. I think it comes off the rail and hits the 10. See, that's like... He shot a shot that has no chance. At least if he shot the bank, he might be able to get into the 10 ball.
Well, let's see how silly Bankster's going to be here in this situation, because the obvious thing is you've got a 1 ball sitting there. You can break the 8 from the 6. Let's see when he decides to make that move, because the 5 ball's tied up as well.
Yeah, there's things you can do here. I mean,
well, he's done it straight away. He's done it straight away.
5 ball out.
I think the one thing about the 5 ball is I think he can get to it if he's on the 4 or something. Or can he get enough of it to cut it? Maybe not.
Well,
but he can probably play it off the
8 ball anyway.
Off the 8, yeah.
Although that would need to be a gentle brush so you don't lock the 8 on the 10.
Well, this could be a good finish for Bankster, this rack.
Yeah, I mean, this is a sort of rack that is a maybe for a guy like Bankster. I mean, there's some thinking that's got to take place.
Well, yeah, I think he can get into it right now. I think he's absolutely perfect.
I'll tell you what, if you hit the 4 ball and you stop there, and then you just hit a little spinner with a lot of left English, slow into the 5, the 5's going in, even if it rubs the 8, and you're going to get a shot on that 8 ball. I mean, I would leave the 5 to last in this situation.
I'm surprised he's not playing it now that he's actually on it. I think maybe he doesn't think he can get there clean enough. But anyway,
I'd leave it to last. I'd like to be right where that 4 ball is and just hit a little spinner.
He's too straight now in the 4.
Yeah, he shoots a 4-7. So, yeah,
right. So
I think this is a good play, but you got to hit that 5 ball the right way. It's got to be just a real slow spinning shot.
He's trying to hold the cue ball.
He's going to probably do something dumb.
He's not trying to draw into this and bump. He's not
I
trying
hope not.
Right, that's perfect. Just got to watch he doesn't hook himself now. I think if he just draws this in.
Well, you could draw it from this angle, yeah.
Oh.
See, that's the problem. You had to draw that a lot. I like going forward from the other angle because it would rub off the 8 ball and
here we go.
He didn't get the rub. He needed to be more over and just get a rub. It didn't go. That shot's a lot harder with these tight pockets.
Last chance saloon again for Stubb.
that was just inexperience. I think if he got thinner on that 5 ball and hit a spinner, he would have got a shot on 8.
Well, I suppose hindsight's a great thing, but when I said he was perfect on it in the middle of the rack, he could have took it then, and he never.
Yeah, but from there, to move the cue ball, you risk maybe not getting what you want on the 8. I don't know. Maybe if you hit it hard, it would have been better. It might have worked out.
Well, Stubb was in this situation in the 8-ball World Championship a number of years ago against Vinces, where he was 3 in front with 4 to play, and he found a way to lose all of them.
Yeah, but that should have been match over there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So
I definitely think he had a way to play that, and whether he did what you said or what I said, I mean,
I think this is dry.
Even what he did, I think would have worked, but he would have had to really draw the 8 ball hard.
Yeah, well, this table.
I mean, the 8 ball, the cue ball when he shot the 5.
This table's not too bad, but the but is where do you start? So Stubbs looking at solids, and
well, Stubb should run this table out. Yeah, there's not any trouble at all on this table, and the balls are spread enough. This should be.
He's got to get rid of the 3, obviously, and he's on it right now to cut it, so he can get rid of that, and that deals with that problem.
I think
I'd shoot opens the pocket up.
I'd probably shoot the 1 here and then the 3, but I mean,
he's
either
too
way.
straight in the 1 though, unless he's going to play it from the short side into the other corner.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of options here. This is not a difficult thing. There's a lot of pattern options that'll work.
I think he's hit that too hard. But anyway, he's still got a shot in the 2, but the 2's a dodgy cut. He'd be probably better playing the 7 going up and down, or leaving the 1 ball.
He doesn't have a full pocket with the 2. The 13's blocking probably 15% of the pocket.
He's running this for right English to come around and go 2 rails again. And this is just about getting there.
Yeah, this
certainly
is fine.
On the 5.
Yeah, he just shoot the 5 and come straight across for the 2. Just got to be careful you don't lock yourself on top of the 6 ball. That's the only thing that can go wrong here.
Oh, now he's no man's land. He's going to have to take the 7.
Yeah, that wasn't a very good shot, especially because the 6 doesn't go by the 2.
And he's got to get good on that. If he's playing a ball past that 13, he needs to get good, and that's pretty good because it's tight.
Yeah. Yeah, he's fine. He can shoot the 6 on the side.
He just needs to drop this absolutely dead weight just to hold for that 6, unless he's going to run through. No, he's just holding it, and that's fine. The only thing is he going to let this? He's not got a lot of margin to roll through in this too far, because then he's leaving a dodgy cut in 8.
I just hit a stop shot. Just stop it and shoot the 8 on the side.
That'll do it. The Stubbs hanging in there.
Well, we got a good match. I mean, I don't know who's going to win, but this is a nice close match.
Well, it's Stubbs break as well now.
Yeah, and that's going to be dry.
A whole series of dry breaks. Dry break, and again, not a bad table the way. I mean, these balls are nothing locked up.
Well, a lot of the question is, can Bankster keep his nerve? And the last rack he didn't get out on, I don't think he lost his nerve. He just, a little inexperienced on how to play that situation. But, he held his nerve pretty good. And that's the most important part at this point, is just stay calm and, do your thing. This is not a gimme table.
Now, I'd be looking at that 9 ball off this 10 if I'm dropping this 10 through, because that 9 ball's not going to be easy to get to where it is.
Yeah, but, the natural path is coming out on the other side of the 15, which also gives you other balls.
That 9 ball's not sitting good at all. I don't like it.
Well, that's a disaster. That's
It
a
might not
frickin'
be as much a
disaster.
disaster. There's a lot of tidying up to be done here for Stubb.
Well, there's no
I mean-
guarantee Stubb's going to run this out. You know, I mean, it's not a gimme table, but I
mean,
think a
don't
player
forget
of
it's-
his level probably
I've
should.
just remembered it's still an open table. That's the thing.
Yeah,
He's
it
gone for
still
the
is.
stripes.
And
But
that's almost a given.
Now, is he going to try and play a two-way shot here and get into the gap between the 6 and the 8 and play this 9? Because he's got to get that dealt with.
Yeah, well, it's not natural. I mean, he's got multiple chances to do it.
Well, he certainly wasn't playing that because he didn't stun it.
But
hold it
it's
into the
simple
gap.
right now. All he has to do is hit a stop shot, and he's on it. And he let it go. Well, he's still okay.
He's okay.
He needed to go a little, but that was a lot.
Well, that's the major problem ball. He's still inclined to look at this 11 ball, I think.
Oh no, you got to shoot the 9 now.
Or he's just getting his bearings to know where he is going once he plays the 9. But
you got to
shoot
the 9 now, and you have to have a plan on getting on this 8 ball. Most likely, you're going to shoot it.
Not a gimme either.
Well, most likely you're going to shoot it in one of the sides. That's what you got. So you got to come up with a plan of how you want to be on the last ball to get to that. I think the 13 ball, coming short side on the 8 is an option. I actually like playing short side there because
now is he going to run around the back here off this 11 to get to the 13 in the side and then be on the 12 in a roll through? How does he get to the 8 from that though?
Yeah, I don't know about leaving the 12. I like leaving the 13 last. I'd like having a shot on the 12 where you can just bring it back just a little and leave a cut into the corner on the 13.
See, Stubbs going the way I was thinking, but he's sort of.
No
good.
good.
Did that go into the corner? No, that's useless. That.
Yeah. Well, I think he was
trying.
I think he was trying to get on the 12 ball. I don't think he was trying to play the 13.
You think he was trying to run out even further? Maybe just hit it short. That's what he's done. Well, he can still cut it.
If you had the cue ball around where that 2 is, it's simple getting on the 8. You shoot the 13 in the corner and come across short side.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Where's the cue ball going?
I think that's what he was trying to do. I think he was trying to get on the 12, which was the right move.
Let's see how tight Bankster's sphincter's getting, because this is the situation where he has a table that is there for him.
This is I hate to put it in these terms, but when you have this to not get out,
do that. That
is dogging it.
Where's the cue ball going?
that is terrible.
No, I didn't curse him unless you thinking it. You guys,
that is terrible.
You guys, well,
I mean that is a
why
that's
would you
a
ever
numpty shot of the day.
Why would you ever start drawing the ball? For starters, why would you ever draw the ball, which is like not a shot that's easy to control?
Why would you ever line it up like that, Steve? Draw the ball when you can see the ball's drawn to that side pocket. I mean, everything about it was numptish.
Now, this shot's a little tricky. He's going to try to roll up. You got to have good speed here.
Oh dear!
Obviously, you can hook yourself.
I mean, this is like a Scotland match. How to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory here.
I would shoot the 13 in the side and roll to the short side of the 8 because there's nothing there to hook you.
Well, this has got to be good because he's got a tight area to get into this.
It's not. See, that's.
I don't know what that was.
Well, he should have shot it in the side and rolled short side of the 8. If you go too far, you still got the 8 in the corner. I mean,
this for hell.
Yeah, he should still make this. This is not a shot he should miss.
He's got to get this thin enough, though.
He cuts balls well. I think he'll make this.
Yeah, he's played it well. And Bankster is only going to have himself to blame because that was a howler of a shot.
Well,
no, I mean, the brain is in shutdown mode doing that.
I mean, he did exactly the opposite of what I said. He didn't keep his nerves. I mean, he let his nerves
completely gone.
And when the nerves go, then you make poor decisions. I mean,
Yeah,
he's a good enough player that he probably knows better than to do that. But when the
well,
nerves are shot,
the connections in the brain all become disconnected, and there's no clear
Yeah.
thinking. I mean, clear thinking, you don't do stupid stuff like that.
your brain travels from your head to your ass real fast when you're
Yeah.
nervous.
Yeah, when you stick your head up your ass. Yeah, I mean, Bankster doesn't want to watch this back because I mean he should be home and dry by now.
Well, but here's the thing: is you got to take if he loses, even if he wins, but especially if he loses, you got to take that as an opportunity because you've got an opportunity to learn something from that loss. Go back and reflect on it. Go back and set up a table like that offline, the exact same table. Try different ways of playing it. Play it 5 different ways, different patterns. Just get yourself to the point where you kind of understand what happened, what went wrong, how you felt emotionally. Just do a whole deep dive on it. That's how you take advantage.
Was that a dry break from Stubb there? It must have been.
It must have been.
Because Bankster's at the table, he's on the stripes. There's one dodgy stripe that I can see. Well, there's actually 2. That 9 ball and the 14.
I think the 10. I think both the 10 and the 14 go. I think they'll both go. Not at speed, but they'll both go if you don't hit them too hard. The 9 ball's probably a bigger problem.
Well, the 10 ball isn't a problem. It goes every day of the week. But the problem is getting to the 9 ball.
Yeah, and this is the kind of table that's going to be a real challenge for Bankster. When he had ball in hand and all the balls was open, that was easy. Now this is going to be hard. So this is a real redeemer here if he can get out here because this is not a trivial table.
What do you do here, Steve? See that 14 ball? Do you not just cut that down the rail in behind the 1 and 3?
Yep, and try to roll forward and then shoot the 9. He's kind of straight on this is the problem. That's what he's going to try to do. Does it have legs? It does. So, the problem here is you can't just really dink this. You got to get a little speed. You could use a little English to help it because you got to get past the 2 ball. He's not using any English, so he needs to hit this a little bit harder.
Oh, that's well done. But he's blocked. Oh, has he got the cut?
Nope, he doesn't.
Well, he can cross-bank it.
He can bank it. Now, and that's all from being afraid to use a little English. If he would have just put this, move the tip over 1/8 of an inch, he would have had a shot. It didn't take much English there. It just took a teeny bit. Well, now
he's looking up table, but
I would probably bank this right now, and I'll tell you why. Yeah. Because if you miss it and the speed's good, you leave it in front of the pocket. So it was a 2-way shot to bank that. It was a 2-way shot to bank that 9 ball. It was a defensive and an offensive play, and if you made it, you win.
Well, that could be Bankster's last shot.
Instead, he did something crazy because what was he going to do even if he made the 13 ball?
Yeah, he had to bite the bullet and go for the bank there.
Well,
he was sitting on it as good as he was ever going to sit on it.
This is no gimme out for Stubb. Let me tell you what, this is not a guaranteed out for him. But this is also where you have potentially an opportunity to play safe. Now, the biggest problem Stubb has is where the 9 ball sitting. I mean, because if you could get the cue ball behind the 3, well, he's actually got the angle here. I didn't know this 1 went, but this thing does go. So he should be out here.
Yeah, he's having to tweak it to make the cutting angle.
He got it a good speed.
Now he's going to have to dig out a shot.
Yeah, this is a have to perform moment. I mean, it's not a real difficult shot, but in the circumstances, it certainly can be missed. It'll take a long time to line this one up.
He's going the other way.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to go down left.
No, this is a good way because it's guaranteed good shape on the 3 ball.
And it goes blind pocket cut either way. You're going for it in the side. Yeah.
Well, Bankster is going to be hopefully taking advantage of this opportunity to figure some things out because it's a match he should have won. I'm sure he knows that.
Oh, yeah. Well, if he
So-
doesn't, I'll tell him.
Well, but you know, this is how you learn. I'll tell you what, you learn a lot more from losing than you do from winning.
Well, I said
I've had
it,
a lot of
Stubb-
tough losses in my life.
Stubb was 3 behind with 4 to play. Bankster capitulated, and Stubb has done the rest for an 11-10 victory. And, well, he does want to study this video, so he does. Poor Bankster. Well, fair play to Bankster for hanging around to actually play the match. Don't forget that he didn't have to, but at least he did. So Stubb is through to round 2. Let's see how that shapes up in the bracket. Not that there's been a lot of matches played. We've got Larry and Acero still looking to sort something out. We've got UK Twister, that's that. He's an old VP3 player. He's in round 2. Tommy plays Spud Boy in round 2. Rabi plays Albinario. Stubb now plays Liquid. So Stubb's going to think he's got it in the bag. He should be far too strong for Vertical Liquid in round 2.
You know what? Now I'm worried that emails aren't going through and guys have done proposals and people aren't getting them.
Well, that could be a factor as well.
I'm
Balls
going to
in
have to
River
look
City.
into that right now.
Coldest Pillow is now set up to play Spectre Dawn tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, so I'll be there for that. And Viking is waiting on the winner of that match. So whoever gets through that match tomorrow, with the greatest respect to Viking, they're going to they should have a comfortable win in their second match. And then, of course, Slim's through to round 3, and Cobra plays Slim, and that's where we're up to, folks. So we got there in the end. It's a good win for Stubb, considering he was 3 down with 4 to play, but you know, anybody who had their head screwed on properly would have dealt with that situation a lot better than Bankster did. But that's what happens when the nerves start to jangle, when you start to see finishing lines, thinking you've scalped one of the stronger players, but you've got to actually still do the job rather than thinking about all that stuff. And poor Bankster didn't.
Let me
Paid the
interrupt you
price.
for a sec. Sorry, I need to say something before people start leaving. If anybody has sent out proposals, let me know right now. You can do it in chat here because I want to make sure the proposals are going out, because after what happened with Clotus Pillar and Spectre Dawn, I'm a little concerned that for some reason there's a problem.
Well, you know the problem, Steve. I think the problem is we don't have anybody that's in the tournament in here who hasn't, apart from Coldest Pillow. I don't think anybody else is in the tournament that's watching. At least if they are, they're not saying anything.
Yeah, well, if you are and you've sent a proposal, let me know right now so I can look up and see if I've got it. Because if I don't have it, I have a feeling that they don't have it either.
Well, I'll tell you what. I've got Albinario on Facebook. I'll get a hold of him and ask him if he's sent any proposals or if he's received anything.
Yeah, because I think there's a problem. I'm going to have to go try to dig this up right now because this is not good.
And Rabi, I haven't seen Rabi about in the lobby either in the last few days. So he's up against Albinario, so he's not here to ask him. But I'll get a hold of Albinario on Facebook and ask him.
And the thing is I saw the proposals for Bankster and Stubb. You know, those I saw. So I see a tournament. Okay, Coldest Pillow. That's Coldest Pillow. So I saw the confirmation there. I don't know what the heck's going on. I'm gonna have to take a look at the email system.
Okay, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Good match. Well, certainly better for Stubb in the outlook. Well done to him. He survives.
Yeah, he's not going to last long if he keeps playing like that.
He won't, but anyway, he's going to take liberties all the time. We know that, and when he comes up against the wrong player, we know the outcome as well. So thanks to Steve. Thanks to you all for watching. Hit the like button.
Thanks for streaming.
And if you're around tomorrow night, you can join us because I'll be there for that match with Coldest Pillow and Spectre Dawn. That should be an interesting one. Take care, and we'll see you later, folks.
Good night, guys.
pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.